Okay. So, simple past, actions happening before the present, right? That's before the present. And again, we have positive or affirmative sentences, we have negative sentences, and interrogative sentences. Please read the structure for positive sentences. Maria Isabel.
Positive.
Yes, please. The structure.
Okay. Subject plus verb in past.
Simple, right? Positive sentence, a simple structure. Subject plus verb and complement, right? But what about negative? We have an auxiliary. Please read the structure of negative sentences. Paco.
Subject did not verb.
Excellent. So what is the auxiliary for this one, class?
Did not.
Did. And if it's negative, did not, right? What about interrogative? Please read the structure. Brian.
Did plus subject plus verb infinitive.
Very good. So now let's go to review the definition of simple past. Julian, please read definition and examples. Julian? Julian, please read the simple past.
The simple past is used to describe finished event in the past.
Continue.
It's used to describe past habits or states. Examples too?
Yes, examples too.
Okay, examples. Susan went down to the station and bought a ticket. I always get up at 6 in Tuesdays. It's a habit. I lived in Australia for 7 years. State.
For several years. Awesome. So, simple past, with simple past, we can describe the stories, habits that we commonly had before, right? We will talk about our own story, personal stories. And of course, if we are talking about a condition or about time, we can always use simple past. Simple past. So let's review. Susan went into the station and bought a ticket. Please, everyone, write this sentence in negative. Type it in the chat. Susan went into the station and bought a ticket. Remember that negative sentence, we include the subject and the auxiliary, but the verb is not in past. The verb is in the original form. Please write this sentence in the chat.
Would you mind to repeat the sentence, please?
Susan went to the station and bought a ticket. It's in the screen. The first sentence. Susan went into the station and bought a ticket. Negative form, Enrique. Negative form. Negative, negative. Very good, Hernan. Very good, Kevin, Eric, Bryant, Mario. Very good, Pavon. Very good, Nelson, Jimena, Nicole, Fernando, Jason. Very good, Paco and Rosalba. Very good, Luis. On this case, we can use did not or didn't. Okay, both are the same, but one is using the contraction.
But the contraction is always will be more formal or polite.
It will be shorter, not polite. I will not say that it's polite or impolite, but it's shorter.
So it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any difference.
Not really. Not really, it's the same.
Maybe formally, isn't it?
No, I will not say that it's formal or informal, polite or impolite. I will only say that one is longer and one is short. For English, we always use the practical form of the answers and expressions. So most of the time, you will listen many people speaking in English from United States using a lot of contractions, especially on music. They will not say because, they will say cause. That's why they know, one of the reasons they know we learn English not in United States, because we speak very formal. I did not get up at 6 in those days. But someone who is used to speak English a lot of times will say, I didn't get up at 6 in those days. Phrasal verbs makes the difference also. We will learn about that. But it's not formal or informal. It's the same meaning, but one is shorter, one is longer. All right, next slide. Daily routine, but in past tense. Everyone repeating your houses. Oh, sorry. This is not the one. So this is what we're gonna do. I will show you the list of verbs and we will see the past form of the verbs so we can know what is the difference. Here we go. In past tense, daily routine, but in past tense, what did you do yesterday? What is the past tense of wake up?
Woke up.
Very good. And get up?
Got up.
Got up.
Got up. Very good. Number 3. What about say?
Said a prayer.
Said.
Stayed.
Said.
Oh,
The
said.
pronunciation is said. Repeat, said. Not said, but said. Said. What about make?
Made.
Eighth.
Made the bed.
Made. Made the bed. Brush.
Brush.
Brushed. With T at the end. Number 6. Take.
Took.
Took a shower.
Took a shower. Number 7. Put. What is the past tense of put?
Put.
Put, the same.
The same. Put. Not put it. Put. Put. Number 8. What about have?
Had.
Had. Go to school.
Went.
Went to school.
Past
Or
tense
went to work.
Went to school. And the same is
Had.
had. We had lunch. 11. Went home. Number 12. The same with had dinner. 13. Again. Brushed my teeth. 14. What is the past tense of read?
Read.
Read. Listen the pronunciation here. Read, present. Read, past.
Read, read.
Read, read. Excellent. What about listen?
Listener.
The
Read,
pronunciation here is with a D at the end. Listened. Listened. 16. Again. Take, took, off. 17. Put my PGs on.
read, read.
18. Again, said a prayer. 19. What is the past tense of watch, class?
Watch it.
Watched TV.
Watched.
And the last one, number 20, went to bed. That's basically our routine in past tense. That's basically our routine in past tense. We have some verbs that are kind of different, like woke up, got up, said, made, took, put, had, went, read, read. Normally, we have a rule. The rule for past tense is that we will add ed at the end of the verb. For example, listened, listened, watch, watched. That's the common rule for past tense, okay? But there are specific verbs that doesn't follow that rule, and we call them irregulars. Irregular verbs. And the verbs which follow the same rule with the ed, we call them regulars. Okay, we call them regulars. Questions so far about these verbs?
All is so clear.
Easy, right? It was only a review. You all have learned about that, but what is most important about is pronunciation. Pronunciation, and this will be our main focus today. Our main focus today. We have three groups of verbs when we talk about pronunciation in past tense. For regular verbs, not irregular. Irregular verbs, we have a list. For regular verbs, we need to learn how to pronounce them correctly.
Pero para la comida.
No, yo no veo.
Okay. First group, we pronounce the verbs in past with the sound of T. That's the sound of T when we have a voiceless consonant sound. What is a voiceless consonant sound? For example, we have the sound of the F, K, P, SH, sh, CH, ch, S, and X. Exceptions, T. For example, first group, ask. We pronounce it in past tense with the T at the end. Asked. Asked. Cash. Cash. We pronounce it with the sound of T at the end. Cashed. Cashed. Remember, if we have the sound of the F, K, P, SH, CH, S, and X. Check. Check. That's the sound of the K. K, k, check. So it's not checked in past. Checked, no, it's checked. Checked. Cook. The last sound of this word, cook, is with K. Cook. Cook. So we pronounce it in past with the letter T. Cooked. Repeat, everyone. Cooked. Cooked. So here is the difference, guys. All these verbs are regular. All these verbs are regular. You will write them like this. But you will think, okay, I will say it in Spanish very quick. Si el verbo en la forma original termina con el sonido de la F, el sonido de la K, de la P, de la SH, de la Ch, de la S o la X, yo en pasado los voy a pronunciar con T. Entonces, no es asked, cashed, checked, cooked. No. Cook. Oh, es el sonido de la K. Check, sonido de la K. Cash, SH. Shh. Ask, sonido de la K. So, en pasado los pronuncio con T al final. Asked, cashed, checked, cooked. Let's see this one. For example, cough. Cough. El último sonido es de la F, ¿verdad? Cough. No es coughed, es coughed. Coughed. Repeat, coughed. This verb is very common. Oh, yes, teacher, I went to the party and I danced with all the girls. No, that's another accent. Horrible. It's danced. Listen the original form of the verb. Escuchen la manera original del verbo. El último sonido es dance. ¿Es el sonido de la S, sí o no? Dance. Entonces, como la regla dice que pronunciamos con T cuando el verbo está en pasado, si el verbo en la forma original termina con estos sonidos. Como es el sonido de la S, es danced. Forget about dances in your life. Is danced. Develop. Develop. Developed. No. Develop. Oh, it's the sound of the P, letter P, right? It's developed. Developed. So, repeat everyone. Asked. Cashed. Checked. Cooked. Coughed. Danced. Developed. Teacher, un ejemplo con la X. Of course. We have more examples here. Fix. Fix. What is the last sound of the original verb? ¿Cuál es el sonido original? El último sonido. El de la X.
Annex, ajá.
Fix. So.
It's like a C, right?
Y es una X. Fix. Fix. El sonido es de la X. Guess. El sonido de la S. Help. Sonido de la P. Help. So it's not fixed. Oh, teacher, you know, yesterday I had my TV broken and I fixed it very well. No, that's horrible accent. It's fixed. Guess, guess, guessed. Repeat, guessed. This one is very common. Yes, teacher, you know, last time I went to the kitchen and I helped my father and my mother and prepared the dinner. No, that's horrible accent of another country. No, helped, helped. Repeat, helped, 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 helped. And I promise you, I will be very strict on this pronunciation, especially Kubu. And we will see a lot of people dancing, maybe not, because of that pronunciation. Because, you know, practicing like that, verb by verb, is easy. But when we are telling a story, if I listened that you were saying, oh, yes, teacher, I fixed my computer because my internet was unstable. I will start having a heart attack, you see? So if you don't see me the next day, it's because I die. Remember, This is the first group of verbs. First group of verbs. And next one. Please pay attention to this. Pay attention. Relax yourself. Number 2. Group number two. I will say it in Spanish. Very quick. Cuando el verbo en su forma original termina con un sonido abierto de una consonante, a voiced sound, se pronuncia con D en pasado, con D. ¿Cuáles son los sonidos vocales o abiertos? B, el sonido de la G, G. J, el sonido de la J. L, M, N, R, V, V. And Z, Z. El sonido de la Z es con la garganta, Z, como un zumbido. El sonido de la B es B, 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 B. Vamos a ver ejemplos. Oh, y también and after vowels. After vowels. A, E, I, O, U. Let's see some examples. Advise. Advise. It's not advice. Advice, no. Advise. El sonido de la Z, right? Agree. What is the last sound? Agree. Is that a vowel sound? Agree. So it's agreed. Advise, advised. Ese es el sonido de los verbos en pasado. Sonido de la T. Ask, asked. Advise, advised. Agree, agreed. Answer. What's that sound, class? Which letter? Answer.
R.
R, right? So it's not answered, it's answered. Answered. Appear. Again, the sound of the R. Appeared. Apply. Apply. Is that a vowel sound at the end? Apply. I, apply.
Yes.
It's an E sound.
El sonido de la I latina en español, pero en inglés es I. Apply. So it's applied. Love. What is that sound, class? Love. Love.
V for Victor.
V as in Victor, right? So is loved. Loved. Male. What is that sound, class?
An L.
An L. Mailed. Mailed. Name. What is that sound? Name. M, right? Named. Okay, so this is interesting here. Because when you write a verb in past tense, right, you add ed because it's regular, right? Because when it's regular, we add the ed. And it's true. In past tense, when we have a verb like this, we change the Y and we add an I and ED. So it's not advised, loved, no, mailed, no, loved. Repeat in your houses, loved, loved, advised, mailed, repeat, answered, answered, applied, moved, moved. Let's see some examples, more examples.
To say opened is opened or opened.
Open, open, opened.
Opened. Opened.
The sound of the N is from the second group. Let's see. Arrange, 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 arrange. G. ¿Es el sonido de qué? G. De la G, de la G.
A G.
Arrange, G. No arranged, no. Arranged. Believed? Believed? No. Believed. This one, very common. Well, with this one, we have a little exception to duplicate the last consonant. But it's not canceled. You know, teacher, when I had a date with my crush, I need to cancel it because I need to be in the class. Cancel it. No, canceled. Canceled. This one. When I was a kid, teacher, I remember I played a lot with my friends when I was playing with them. No, played. Not, where is that? Played. Repeat. Played. 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 Believed. Cancelled. Cancelled. This one, rain. Rain. It's not rained. No. Oh, teacher, sorry, I couldn't be in the class because it rained in my country. It rained. Oh, it rained. Oh, okay, it rained. I understand then. This one. Yes, teacher, I would like to share my experience with you. You know, I remember it when I was a missionary. Remember it. Oh, you remembered. Remembered. Repeat. Remembered. Remembered. Remembered.
Remembered.
You got it. Questions so far, class?
Mister, what are the exceptions?
Exceptions
Yeah,
for
Sentence-
group number 2?
both. Are there some exceptions? You pronounce them?
The pronunciation for group number 1, because T is a voiceless sound, but we don't pronounce it with T, right? Because we already have a group to pronounce it with T. Lo mismo es con, excepto la D. La D es un voiced sound, pero no lo pronunciamos porque ya tenemos un grupo para los que en su forma original su sonido es con la T o la D, y es el grupo número 3. Por eso no se pronuncian los sonidos, los verbos que en su forma original terminan con el sonido de la T o la D. Esos no se pronuncian ni con T y con D, porque ya tenemos un grupo para ellos. Group number 3. Se pronuncia con la sílaba id en pasado cuando el verbo termina en el sonido de la T, t o la D, d. Ejemplos: accept. Accept. What is the last sound of this verb? T or D? Tango, right?
Tango.
Afford. What is the last sound of this verb? D. Afford.
Delta.
Delta. Very good. Very good. So for these verbs, this is the only group when I will add id at the end. Accept, accepted. Afford, afforded. Estos sí los podemos leer como a todos nos gusta, ¿verdad? Aquí sí nos podemos dar gusto. Aquí sí puedo decir, oh, accepted. Oh, I understand you. Add, added. Afford, afforded. Anticipate, anticipated. Appoint, appointed. Appreciate, appreciated. For these verbs, I can read them as it is in past tense. Verbs that ends with the sound of the T and the D. Repeat: accepted, added, afforded, anticipated, appointed, appreciated, appreciated. Questions?
How do you pronounce appoint?
Appointed.
Appointed.
Could it be like appointment?
Appointed.
With the T, okay.
With the T. Appointed. Appointed.
Appoint.
Yes.
Appointed. Anticipated. For
No appointed. Appointed. El último sonido que agregamos es id en español. Id. Appointed.
Appointed.
Shirley Quinn.
Hi. Entonces, I have a question. In the past tense, the entire, o sea, la fila D, tanto como la ID. Always, siempre se le agrega la D y la ID en toda esta columna, o es que algunos no se le agrega y algunos sí. Tanto la D como la ID.
En la columna de la D, en la escritura, a cualquier verbo que sea regular, siempre vamos a agregar ed. En la escritura. Siempre. Pero en la pronunciación es
Ajá.
diferente.
Pero siempre ED.
For all regular verbs, always when we write the verb is with
Teacher,
ed.
but
Siempre también.
Cuando lo escribimos, solo cuando lo escribimos, agregamos ed. Cuando lo pronunciamos es diferente. Cuando lo pronunciamos es diferente. Cuando lo escribimos, todos los verbos regulares llevan ed al final.
Ah, todos.
Verbos regulares.
Ok, pensé que el ID no llevaba, pero que ya entendí. Solamente la parte de arriba es la pronunciación, pero todos llevan ED.
Así es. Y por eso nos
En
confundimos.
la columna de la T también lleva ED.
Claro que sí.
Ah, ok. Eso me confundía siempre. Ah, ok, entonces todos llevan ED en escritura, pero en pronunciación es según lo que está arriba.
Todos los regulares.
Ok.
Porque si hablamos de irregulares, esa es una lista que tenemos que memorizar. Allí sí no hay reglas. Por eso son irregulares. Pero todos estos llevan ed. Por eso es que nos confundimos y decimos en la pronunciación. Yes, teacher, I asked yesterday about this topic and you told me about it. Asked. No, asked. Yes, teacher. You see, my crush said, loved me. Loved you. No. Loved. Y los de la tercera columna, estos sí se pronuncian como se leen. Accepted. Added.
Teacher.
Yes, my friend.
Pero yo creo que los de la última columna, sorry, de ID, maybe the sound is different because ed in Spanish suena ed, not it.
Acá lo que me refiero es que no podemos leerlos con el ID.
Okay. I understand now.
Los de la columna número 1, número 2, no.
For nothing.
Yes.
Yes.